I'm Harman.
And I'm Daniel.
And our product is Keep Sleep. Where am I putting this? Just
Okay.
Okay. I'm sorry.
No.
Someone turned it off. Okay. There you go. Thank you. So the problem is that 1 out of 2 people are sleep deprived. A lot of people suffer from insomnia, and as to today, there is no solution for this that doesn't have negative side effects. We have a solution. Our product, Keep Sleep, is a dissolving strip that you can place on your tongue. It is a mixture of taurine and magnesium, and not only does it naturally help you fall asleep, but it has many other health benefits. Taurine, which is the main ingredient, reduces stress, burns fat, lowers blood pressure, and reduces the likelihood of having seizures.
Okay, so who are we targeting? Well, what we first noticed is that the majority of people who have sleeping problems are usually those men and women aged around 30 to 45, because at this point in their lives they're starting to have children, they have full-time careers they have to worry about, and in general they're just the most stressed and the most sleep-deprived demographic of people. So as you can see, because of these stressful jobs and because of these kids, financial stress, all of these things, we believe that this is the best target market to go for. However, we'd also like to go towards the niche market of a business traveler, a person who travels around the world a lot, goes to different places, New York, Chicago, to do business. We believe that this could also be a very efficient individual to target because, again, due to their stressful and extremely hectic lives, they will have trouble sleeping because due to jet lag, due to stress, due to the extreme hours they have to work. And a lot of these people, we believe, will be extremely prone to purchasing our product. As far as our marketing and channel, first we look at the business traveler. So because this person travels a lot, obviously they won't be in their homes a lot, they'll be in hotels, they'll be in airports, and we believe that these are very good places to place our product. For example, in the airport kiosk, or in airport drugstores, places like these, they will be prone to purchasing our product because they're traveling there and they see the advertisement saying, help you sleep, and they will purchase the product. We will also put these in hotel gift shops and hotel stores because, again, at the hotel, they go downstairs to the gift shop, decide to buy something, and they see, oh, a product which will help me sleep, this could be extremely useful. We can also place this in in-flight media, in-flight advertisements, because, again, people who travel a lot will be on planes a lot, and this is the best way to give them exposure to our product and tell them about it. As far as regular people go, we will also distribute it to grocery stores, pharmacies, and health and wellness centers. These are just the basic places that we want to distribute our product to the mass market. And as a final thing, we would also like to do e-commerce to our website once we have established a brand. As far as competition goes, we have 2 kinds of competition. There's the indirect competition and the direct competition. I'll talk about the indirect first. Now, these products, such as the melatonin sleeping pills, do the same thing as our product. They help people fall asleep. However, there are some serious differences. First of all, they can't advertise their product as natural because it isn't natural. Furthermore, these products often have side effects and they can't be taken regularly. For example, melatonin increases your chance of seizures. Sleeping pills have to be prescribed and are usually prescribed for serious sleeping illnesses, and they cannot be taken often. They have to be taken in moderation for occasional sleeping problems. Our product, the direct competition of our product is called the Sleep Sheets, which do contain melatonin. However, they function very similar to our product. They are dissolving strips that are flavored and help you sleep. They also have energy strips, which we considered going for as well. We are different from this product because, again, we don't have any of this melatonin or any of these unnatural things. We are an all-natural product containing only the amino acid taurine as well as magnesium.
Okay, so the strengths of our business. As of what we looked at now, we have a low cost of production, and our raw materials can be purchased at a low cost to our business, which is really good for a startup business such as ours. There's no true direct competition because, as Daniel mentioned, they use melatonin and we're marketing ourselves as natural and safe. And we're solving an everyday problem that affects 1 out of every 2 people, and we're easily accessible, over-the-counter product, no stigmatized sleeping pills, and that's what we're marketing ourselves as. Opportunities, currently there's a growing market and trend for safe and natural products, and that's what we're placing ourselves as. We have a well-defined niche with broader market appeal as a business traveler, as Daniel mentioned, and because of this, we have a large number of potential customers.
There are many factors that make our company different than others, our product different than others. First of all, we can be used daily, we have no side effects, no prescription needed, and taurine has many other health benefits.
Okay, so this graph is a marketing position. Basically, it is a four-point graph, and on the x-axis we have the risk of side effect of the product. On the y-axis we have the ease of use. Now we've placed every product that is compared to ours somewhere on this graph, and you can see it modeled here. So on the high risk of side effects, we have the products that contain melatonin, so the melatonin, the sleep sheets, and the sleeping pills, which require prescription. These are efficient and easy to use. You just pop them in your mouth. However, they do have some serious side effects. On the other hand, we have valerian root, which is doesn't have many side effects. However, we considered it difficult to use because valerian root is a natural extract. It's usually sold in traditional medicine stores, and it's not very accessible. It's basically something that traditional people use. The knowledge isn't widely known to people, so we consider this somewhat difficult to use because it's not accessible to the public. It's rather focused specifically to those who consider herbal medicine and traditional medicine. On the other hand, we have homeopathic medicine, which is similar to ours in that it is easy to use and has a low risk of side effects. However, the Keep Sleep has the best of both worlds. It is extremely easy to use. It can be purchased over the counter with no stigma attached to it, and it has no side effects. It has been proven through science, through testing of taurine-based products, that there are no harmful side effects at all. And because of that, we believe that our product is in the best position, in that it is easy to use and has very low risk of side effects. Thank you.
So for financial projections, these are all assumptions, but we'll be selling to retailers at $5.50, and they will then mark it up and sell it for $10. And after first year for sales, we'll be giving 50,000 units to 3 cities, so Toronto, Chicago, and New York. And we will be making, we will have a contribution margin of $470. After the first year, we'll have a net deficit of $800,000, and that's why our ask is $800,000 for 49% of our company. After multiplying sales by 5 times for the second year, we'll have a net profit of $2.3 million, and then again 10 times more sales in year 3, and we'll have profit of $3.5 million. In terms of scaling the business, we have researched 7 more possible strips, and after 2 years after our launch, we will be considering an energy strip called Keep Energy that'll tie into our whole plethora of health strips that we'll be offering.
Thank you, that was it. In conclusion, our product is both natural and effective.
Safe.
Safe.
Very good. Okay, let me kick off. So, a very nice product. I think great idea. Let's talk a little bit about what you said. So again, the same comments as the first lot, which was financials. We got some numbers there. It's worth spelling them out a bit more, maybe graphically. Everything I would say, you guys could do with some more vibrant pictures, etc. Right? You could think about that. The Keep Sleep. Why do you say keep? What does keep mean? Safe sleep would be more powerful. You guys have a reason? You can tell us why.
Well, our product does aid you in falling into your natural sleep cycle, but we like this ring that Keep Sleep has, so that's what we have considered that though.
Actually, one of the ideas that Tokyo came up with in our group is that you can keep the Keep tag and then attach other products to the end, so it's kind of like our competitor, the sleep sheet. They use sheet as their basically their motto, and then the other one is the energy sheet and the sleep sheet. So basically it's the same idea where you have one word and you can attach the product function to the end of it.
So how do you compare that product from a pricing point of view, positioning, where they sell it? If there's something so similar, tell us a little bit about that. I know yours is natural and theirs is not natural, but apart from that, how do you differentiate yourself from them?
Well, they use melatonin, which is different than what
Sure.
we use. Yeah, they charge $8 per box, and we charge $10 per box. But like we mentioned, they're in different. Well, we didn't mention this, but they're in different locations than us, and they don't really do the same thing. Like melatonin, it's not really used to help you fall into your natural sleep cycle. It's used more like if you're jet lagged to help you reset your sleep cycle. So that they can't be used every day, whereas ours can.
And then you mentioned homeopathy and Valerian root. It sounded like Game of Thrones. But so, and you can make jokes on that as well. You can make it funny. But you can use those as part of your competitive analysis as well, because they only popped up in that graph. They didn't. You need to show them in that previous stage as well.
So I thought, again, you guys presented yourselves very well. Even if you were nervous, it didn't really come out as much. When you guys were talking, I know I said this before, I know you want to try and get through the presentation, but really, really watch. When you go back and watch the video, you'll see how fast you work. And, you know, although the judges will have your business plan in advance, remember they're going to be listening to 8 to 9 teams. So just, you know, take that, this is your moment. All this hard work that you've done over the last many months, enjoy. I know that might be hard, but you guys, you have this opportunity of 10 minutes of being, what was our time on this?
They were very close to the 10 minutes.
Okay.
It was
Good.
about 8,
So
just over 8.
That's great, but take your full 10, because then that's how you sell your pitch. There's some spelling errors on your slides, so I hate spelling errors. Make sure you do not have spelling errors, because I stopped listening at some point. So pharmacy is spelled incorrectly, defined is not correct.
Likely.
It would be nice to have a conclusion slide as well. The biggest issue I have with your idea and your product is, am I going to wake up? So when Palaj made the comment about keep sleep, again, this kind of scared me. So you might want to consider the idea of it. So the keep sleep, and I get the understanding behind it, but you also have to remember there's risks as well. So weigh that out. I can't remember, somebody used a colleague's name at one point. I thought that was really nice, because I mean, it sounded as if you were really comfortable.
Yeah.
And feel free to use your colleagues as so-and-so said, as, you know.
The handover.
Yeah, it was nice, it was very nice, I like that. Credibility. So, you're telling me this is safe, telling me this is natural. Who is your credibility people? Who's validated this? So, talk to me about that.
Well, we mentioned in a few of our slides, like at the bottom, I don't know, I didn't really point it out, but at the bottom it was written where we got the research from. So different magazines and different articles. We could possibly go talk to maybe doctors or something as well. We could add that in. That might be a good idea.
Pharmacies.
Yeah.
We have talked to someone in pharmaceuticals.
Yeah, we
and-
talked to someone in pharmaceuticals and they said, yeah, this product is safe, it is healthy, it is a good idea.
I think there's also
But
some.
we could point it out more in our presentation.
Yeah.
I think
If you
there's-
have anybody that's helping validate your product or your idea in any part of the stages of growth, let's make sure we get them up there.
Yeah, get a quote, get a photograph, get
Yeah.
a video, right? I'd love to have this product in my thing. I think it's a great idea. You said there was some benefits, actual benefits to it.
Yeah,
So you should talk about that. What are the benefits?
I did, I mentioned it. Should I go back to the slide?
She did mention it, but again, see, these are the things, because we're gonna, because you're going fast, right? So have it up there, nice and clear. I'm not sure about you guys, but when I saw the slide and you were explaining the x-axis and the y-axis and, you know, the strengths and where everybody lies, it was a bit confusing for me. It was almost too much. Is there a different format? Is there a different way to present that? Personally, it's really nice to see, here's who you are, here's your competitors. And you can even have it so that you're showing one competitor at a time, and then you click and then the next one comes up, but then you're seeing it side by side, and then you see the prices together. It's, when you're trying to pitch something in 10 minutes, you're trying to get out a lot of information and try and make it as easy as possible for the judges to see it. I like that you guys came up with the idea of scaling the business. I thought that was great. At least you've got those pieces in there as well. One other industry I thought that would be interesting would be maybe perhaps the sports industry, athletes. They're always on the road. They need to have really, really deep sleep. Have you guys talked to any of the sports doctors or physicians, or even some of the athletes? Because I know that's a big thing that's always out there. So, I mean, right now the connection not traveling, but should they one day? Isn't that a big thing? Could that be a niche market for you there as well?
We could look into
Yeah, we'll definitely consider that.
And then a story. I have no story.
Yeah.
Come on.
So I think
Give me
the
a
story part you can add in. Again, my suggestion would be like a quick video, perhaps you can Google, or you guys can sort of make yourself of being reckless and can't sleep, and sort of creating a fuss, and you take a pill. Like you almost like put the story into a little clip and speak to what the product is, and you guys can be you can act that out while you guys. So I thought a picture of, is it a pill, or does it come in a package or a bottle, would be helpful to visualize. And sort of going further is when you talk about your costs, you talked about wholesale at $5, retailing at $10. Again, what pops into my mind is do I get 10 pills for that, or is that one pill? So the cost to produce one pill, it's a little more defined in terms of the cost structures. I thought, so you guys advocate natural. Do you have to go to regular FDA approval, or is there some sort of process involved where you have to get certification that, yeah, this meets the natural definition? I don't know if you guys.
We would have to get it certified by Health Canada, just like anything that anyone eats needs to be certified by Health Canada, and it would need an NDP number, which is like which is what labels it as a natural supplement. So we would need to get that.
So is that a year-long process, or is that a 2-week process?
I'm pretty sure it would take a substantial amount of time. Like, I'm not 100% sure, we'll look into it, but that can be taken care of in our first year.
So not knowing, that might actually lead into, depending on how busy they are, it might be a 3-year process. So you might be churning through costs, or not making revenue for X number of time periods. So it's just, that would be my question, is have that figured out. The naturopath industry, so, I mean, not knowing a ton about that industry, how big is that industry, and is this a product that they would advocate and sell, or do they have a product themselves that?
I know the natural market is growing at a steady rate each year, but I think we're focusing more on rather than, we are going into the natural market, so I guess they would advocate it.
So how big is that industry?
Well, we know that it's a really big trend right now, especially just like here in Vancouver, but we don't really know how big it is. I think we'll look into that a little more.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
So
Try and show us.
Okay.
yeah, so again, I'm visual, so if it's a pie diagram, the healthcare industry, carve out what the naturopath is. And just visually, it helps people articulate the numbers and the potential, at least it does for me. My other comment was just seeing an actual picture of what the product looks like in the packaging around it. And is it pill form, is it powder form, or?
It's just
sort of,
also
yeah.
So I had a question, where are you getting the product from?
So we're getting the raw materials from a factory in China. We're going to ship it here. Our manufacturer is located in Quebec, and they're going to manufacture it and package it there.
So
Is there quality issues associated
that
with?
would be the next
Yeah,
question.
they have quality assurance. They guarantee quality assurance. They're both been certified by their
Governing body.
yeah.
So this is important for the business case, and a little bit of it maybe you can decide whether you want it in the presentation, but certainly that details. I would really pitch the natural safety. If you believe that's your differentiator, I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
You guys need to really make a big thing out of that.
Natural, safe, effective, and then punch it through with the credibility validation with naturopath. What other surveys did you do to say that people will be willing to take this product? I don't know, did you randomly find a bunch of people that can't sleep, or?
We have done a survey down with the top one.
Yeah, we did do a survey. I posted it on Reddit, and I received 170 responses. Unfortunately, the free version of SurveyMonkey only allows you to get 100. But basically, what we saw was that the main demographic shown in the survey was the 18 to 30-year-olds. So it's not exactly the market we're targeting. from that demographic, what we saw is that a lot of people in that age have some problem sleeping. Like it would be, you know, once a week around that, but not serious problem sleeping. And most people would not consider buying a natural supplement in that demographic.
But that's why we're targeting a different niche.
Yeah.
Right? We're targeting
Yeah.
business travelers, people with kids, financial stress.
Yeah.
So you've done some of this, so that's good.
Yeah.
So just incorporate a tiny bit of it so that, but you're answering the questions well.
And one of my other comments was at the beginning, you guys talked about the business traveler. Is there anywhere you can go for stats to quantify how a lack of sleep impacts, let's say, performance at work and sick days and like lost roots?
I can answer that. I've actually read some of that. Basically, what I've seen is that lack of sleep actually can impact your romantic relationships, your relationships with friends. It also impacts, you know, how you feel during the daytime. It can make you aggressive and cranky for the entire day. So that also serves to impact your relationships. And you can sometimes, the other thing is that it's sometimes dangerous, because when you have a severe lack of sleep, you might occasionally pass out. And if you're driving during that time, that's really bad, because you could.
Tying all in.
Can you quantify the number? Like there must be a stat that you could look up.
Oh, I've seen the stats, but I can't exactly remember them right now.
And if you're continuously getting 4 to 6 hours of sleep over a few years, your cognitive ability actually lowers permanently over time, and it's hard to get it back.
This is your story.
Yes, thank you.
So I was like,
So-
what's the story?
Can I add on to that as well? People who have less than 8 hours of sleep, it's usually, that's what happens, is that your cognitive ability goes down, because you need that 8 hours of sleep. I think if you don't have it, your body isn't able to replenish itself well enough.
So I would personally take that into like numbers of healthcare
Yeah.
system that impacts this and this.
And then you can also continue targeting down, in terms of what kind of jobs require you to be, fully alert. For example, an air traffic controller, can you just have the dispenser there for them, it just continues down that path now that you've got the story, the benefits, and then there's how you continue to move it out to market. So.
I think the common theme of the feedback is you guys have done a lot of research and you have a lot of information, not only in your presentation but behind the scenes, but it didn't connect with the audience. And so, using those visuals will allow you to identify, try to find people in the audience that people can relate what you're trying to tell them. So instead of that student, you had words that talked about, the student or the busy mom, have a picture so that people, when you're watching your presentation, you go, oh, that's me, actually, or that's my brother, or that's my coworker.
Don't put my
And
picture
if
out.
they, did more work, if they had more sleep, they could be more productive.
Tanner was suggesting they use my picture, actually, earlier.
It's like connection.
There you go.
But
It's a volunteer.
you can interact with your audience a little bit too. Don't forget, don't be afraid of interact. Has anyone had any trouble sleeping this week?
Yeah.
An audience is gonna wanna
That's
add
great.
support to you.
Well, try that. Try that.
And who's, some of the judges are, you could, find out what their job is and maybe relate something so it's not, you're not pointing to them, but something that kind of speaks to it. I think anytime you can have less words on the PowerPoint is always better. So if you can have a picture that tells the story and then you speak to it, you probably want to have little cue cards so that you're not always having to look at the PowerPoint and read the words to prompt you. So that you kind of know where you are in your presentation. You can glance down at something very discrete, but it will kind of keep you on track instead of always spending too much time looking at the screen, because you really want to be spending most of your time connecting, which you did do a lot of that, but I think that there's an opportunity to do more. You definitely want to have a closing slide. You don't want to have that blank screen at the end, and it could just be because you guys are still building it out. That's some sort of closing piece. And with the name, I think whether you keep it or change it, if you have a tagline that assures people that you will wake up feeling alive or refreshed or whatever it might be, will help with a tagline, I think, will help address any of the naming issues.
So if you have a risk in any of your business products or services or ideas, and there's a big one, hit it right off the get-go. Just, you don't avoid it, just hit it right away, because people are gonna be thinking about it throughout the entire presentation.
Yeah.
I'll go last again. I think for every group, I think the important part is that you tell the story so that at the end, the people who are the judges aren't asking the same questions like that you could have answered. You want them to go deeper into what you've already said. So like, our market is this. Okay, well, tell me more about that market. You don't want to be like, so what does your thing look like? Who is the market? You want to explain all those things so that the story is one story, and then all they want to do is dive more into it. So that's the goal of these modeling, right? So you start to see like the holes, and you're like, okay, fill. The next time they go, now they're going to start asking you questions like around how our money's going to help, how these things are going to expand on it. The one thing, I don't know anything about retail, but the one thing that jumped out at me is like wholesale is $5.50, and then you sell it for 10. Isn't it like, I think there's a way bigger market. Don't you need?
You gotta, yeah, it depends on how you're running it. The minimum 40% you need as a margin because you've got cost of goods involved, and then later on at least 25 for distribution. So your numbers do have to be a bit different than that.
Just like, I don't know anything about retail, but I think like they'd have to either go up or, and I think for something like this, the value add, it might be that to be able to have that increase. I don't know. That's something new as a group.
I think our numbers are still high.
I think basically just the story, and you guys have all the research, it's in your heads, you guys just punch out like a ton of stuff. It's like all you have to do is just kind of pull a story together and run with it.
And you did great with one less person, because you had one person missing today, right?
Two.
Two people missing today. Oh, you guys, okay, kudos to that.
So
Okay,
good.
good job.
Yeah. So everyone should talk, right? It's really important. And the handoffs, you did them really well actually.
Yes,
You handed over to each other really well.
Yeah.
It's really important. Teamwork is very
You
important.
guys are allowed to converse with one another, you know.
Huh?
I know, I said it before. Enjoy it. Have fun with it.
Very good. Well
Yeah.
done. Very good.
Thank you.